In either stance, that's a real problem for Canelo because he will just be switching, and you don't know where the shots are coming from, and it's so easy for him to do so. And I think the thing that really made me appreciate him is there's many times where I've seen people try and trade with him and slug it out, and
I don't know if it's reachable for him. If anybody can do it, it's him, and I'm contradicting myself. I just don't see it happening, you know. Could it happen? Yeah, it's boxing.
With Gennady Golovkin, ahead of his fight with Canelo Alvarez, drawing major attention in the boxing world. The two boxers are said to be working together to sharpen Crawford's power, timing, and overall ring IQ, with Golovkin's experience guiding him. This reported partnership could provide Crawford with the extra edge he needs as he prepares for one of the toughest fights of his career. As Crawford, they do not see an ordinary fighter. They see a rare talent who combines speed, timing, and an unmatched ability to read opponents. Crawford is known for switching stances smoothly and adjusting mid-fight, a skill that only a handful of boxers have mastered. His boxing IQ is often described as genius level because he can break down fighters with precision. Observers believe that his adaptability and ring awareness make him unique, setting him apart from most fighters in the sport today. For many, he is not just great, but truly amazing in the way he controls fights with intelligence and strategy.
But if there is anyone who can do it, it's Terence "Bud" Crawford, a man who survived getting shot in the head, for God's sakes. Like, he is not normal. He is a wizard of boxing. He's got genius IQ, one of the smartest boxers I've ever seen, and he can do it all. He's had over 40 fights. I can't ever remember seeing him like shook or worried. I mean, this is, trained killers trying to take his head off, and he never looks out of pocket. He is like a rapper who just turns up and figures out his lines on the fly and still makes it sound like the best song you've ever heard. Like, that's how amazing he is. Like, I've never seen anyone who can fight out both stances the way Crawford can. I mean, he looks so natural in either stance. That's a real problem for Canelo because he will just be switching, and you don't know where the shots are coming from, and it's so easy for him to do so. And I think the thing that really made me appreciate him is there's many times where I've seen people try and trade with him and slug it out, and when they stand in the pocket and they just go for it. And even in those situations where usually both of you are getting hit, he still manages to hit and not get hit. It's like he's in the Matrix. And this isn't against average fighters. This is against the best in the world at 4 different weight classes. And he's made it look easy pretty much every time he's moved up. I think in the Errol Spence fight, that was a fight that was supposed to be 50-50. The pressure was on. A lot of people thought he was going to lose that fight. He made that look like a boxing lesson. And the reason is when Errol Spence would throw a punch and not get out of the pocket quick enough, he would make him pay every single time. And if people are worried about Canelo's feet being slow, if there's anyone who can punish that, it's Terence "Bud" Crawford. In terms of weaknesses, these guys, they don't really have weaknesses. They've just got things that they're maybe not as amazing at. That's the level we're talking here. Canelo has been accused of being a bit of a slow starter, and that could be a problem in this fight.
Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez by pointing out that the only real disadvantage for Crawford is the weight. Moving up to face a naturally bigger and stronger fighter like Canelo presents obvious challenges. The size difference could allow Canelo to impose physical pressure, making it harder for Crawford to rely on strength exchanges. Yet, Fox made it clear that, aside from this factor, Crawford holds the edge in nearly every technical department. Crawford's footwork allows him to create angles that frustrate aggressive opponents. His jab is sharp and precise, setting the tone for combinations and disrupting rhythm. His timing, often described as elite, enables him to capitalize on the smallest openings. Most importantly, his ring IQ is considered one of the best in modern boxing. He knows how to adapt mid-fight and switch tactics seamlessly depending on the opponent. Fox believes these skills make Crawford a nightmare matchup for Canelo, despite the weight gap. If Crawford can handle the physicality and not allow Canelo to dictate with power shots, his overall talent could shine through. In that case, Crawford has every chance to outclass and defeat the Mexican superstar.
I would like to see Bud pull it off. The thing about it is, I think the only disadvantage Bud really has is the weight. I think he has all the skills and attributes that are required to beat a guy like Canelo Alvarez. Canelo's kind of flat-footed. You've seen the fights with Bivol and Laura and even School, who didn't do much, but you see that movement irritates irritates Canelo. You know what I'm saying? When dudes that know how to control the range and stuff like that, he didn't look like the world beater. You know what I mean? The motherfucker that sat in front of him, them dudes that sat in front of him, we see what he did with him. You know what I mean? But guys like Bivol, who was bigger, but he bouncing in and out. Laura, motherfucking landing counter lefts, and he's circling out, and that shit was fucking with Canelo. Floyd, you know, it probably killed Canelo that Floyd was always only an inch away. You know, a little step back. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, God damn, I feel like I missed by a mile.
That's
so,
crazy because he didn't use no movement.
Right.
He stood in the pocket on it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Triple G was. You said G? Triple G?
No, I said Floyd didn't use no movement.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Yeah. He was always where he needed to be in the ring. He was always where he needed to be in the ring. I'm in there to land, then I'm just right here. In there to land, but now I'm right here. It was a bad motherfucker, Joe. Like that's what we never gotta understand. Floyd was a bad motherfucker. But the movement, having good feet under you, helps against Canelo.
When new training photos of Terence Crawford's physique surfaced online, Showbiz the adult reacted with curiosity and skepticism. The images displayed Crawford in peak condition with a noticeably sharp muscular build. However, the immediate question raised was whether these pictures were authentic or edited. Some fans wondered if the visuals were exaggerated to intimidate Canelo Alvarez ahead of their clash. Showbiz the Ult highlighted that while Crawford has always been disciplined in his training, such dramatic physical changes sparked debate. This reaction shows how closely fans and commentators examine every detail, especially when it involves a super fight of this magnitude.
And shredded wheat and amazing is this photoshopped, because this photo that Ilia Tapora posted of Terence Bud Crawford is the latest photo we've seen, and he looks just less impressive in this photo. Well, the question is really, when were the photos taken? All right, so when you look at this photo and you look at this photo and look at this video of Terence Crawford with His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh as Terence Crawford is working out, supposedly just yesterday, right? Which one is Terence Crawford's latest appearance? Because even though this is the latest photo you've seen, doesn't mean this is when the photo was taken. The only reason why people are confused is because this latest photo seems to have been taken in Vegas. And we're approaching fight week and Terence Crawford is already in Vegas. Hence the video with him with His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh in Vegas. Now, let me explain all of this. Well, first you gotta look at the hairstyles, right? Terence Crawford in this photo from Ilia Tapora, his hairstyle is totally different than this hairstyle here with Terence Crawford shredded wheat. It is also different than his hairstyle that he has here in the gym with His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. You can tell because you can tell how the hair braid, like how it's parted in this photo, and in this photo they're more parted down the middle, where this video it's slanted, is in like a diagonal slant, which I'm thinking is his latest.